What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 45 to the show we go. We got Ed Hand and myself, Andrew Parker. We've had quite a few episodes in the past week. We've had Jamie Westbrook, the newest Red Sox signing. We've had Chad Tracy, the Woo Sox manager. We even had Blake Wehunt on as well from the 2023 Red Sox draft class. So please go check all those out if you have not. Today, we have our second member that we've talked to from the Red Sox bullpen this year. We had Joe Jakes on previously in the season. We have John Schreiber today. Now, John, we'll dive into some baseball things in a little bit. It's your first full offseason being a dad. I'm sure that's pretty crazy, but what has the offseason been up to for you?
Yeah, it's been a pretty busy offseason so far. So a lot of new time management changes here in the offseason, but it's been going really well. I'm having a lot of fun spending time with my family. Just getting ready for the season and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a good offseason so far. So
And what is and with being a dad? So your son was born in January of last year. So well,
mhm.
actually this year. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not 2024 yet, but it is your first full off season, I guess. Being now with your family. So what has it been like? I guess with now with a child in the mix.
Yeah, I mean it's been awesome. You know, you don't realize it until you have a child, like how much I don't know, it's just I feel a lot happier now with, having having a kid now, and, I love my wife so much. We already had so much fun without our son, and now that we have him, it's just even better, and, so, I mean, we're just soaking up all the baby phases right now and him learning new stuff and calling us mama and dada, and so it's been really fun, so
How did you meet your wife?
back in high school, we were at some high school or at our high school hockey game. She ended up nudging me in the back on purpose, and I just turned around and was like, just brushed it off it, like, yeah, no problem. And then, we ended up going on dates after that, and we've been together ever since. So,
So a real high school sweetheart.
yep, yep.
That's not how they draw it up in the movies, Ed, but it is that is cool though. But all right, so just kind of 2023. I got to bump into you in Worcester this year. I wasn't expecting to see you. Obviously, I know you didn't want to be down there either because you were hurt at the time.
Yep.
So I'm sure that wasn't like on your to-do list in 2023. But I guess it just taking a peek back at the year. Like, what would you say about how your season went?
Obviously it was a disappointing year for the team last year, not being able to get into the playoffs and all that. I know personally I was a little disappointed, just being out for 2 months with the injury and, trying to claw my way back after I come back and try and get, back into the groove and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty hard coming off the IL. That was my first time doing that. So learned a few things from, being injured and what I could possibly do, hopefully not to happen again, but just some things I've learned from being injured, what I can do more next time if that happens. So, but yeah.
Did you know the exact moment when you got hurt? Because you hear sometimes people, and this obviously wasn't nearly as severe as this, but sometimes you hear somebody, oh, I heard a pop in my elbow and I knew. Was this something that kind of happened all at once, or it started smaller and you tried to push through it and it just didn't get any better?
Yeah, it was just, something, started off small. I thought it was just more general soreness. We were doing tests and all that, the days prior, to me being injured, and everything was, okay. Is just, felt like general soreness to me, or soreness that just wasn't going away as fast as I wanted to. And I felt all right pushing through it, and just tried going out there. They gave me a little break from innings wise, that week prior, um, just to be cautious, and then, felt like I was ready to go and push through it. And then that game, it just tightened up on me a little bit. Um, and I definitely could tell something wasn't right. So, it was funny being out there. I was in game mode, so I was like, oh, like let me push through this, let me push through this, and they're like, no, you're done. And I was like, all right.
And so on your rehab, you got to go to Portland for a few outings, and then obviously in Worcester, and you had just said that was your first time like going through something like that. What
Yeah.
was the experience like? I guess going back down to like Double A for the first time since probably a few years from now.
Yeah, it was full circle. Obviously when you're in the minor leagues, you're just dreaming to make it up to the big leagues, and when you're down in the minor leagues, you have big league rehabbers come down, throw a couple innings or taking some ABs for you for the team. They end up buying you a spread after the game and all that stuff. So it's kind of full circle for me, being able to go out there, throw an inning or whatever, and buying those guys dinner or spreads or whatever. So it was just full circle for me, and it was kind of cool. So just like I said, just I never thought I would be in that position to. So
Yeah. So going a little further back in your career, you're from Michigan,
Mhm.
born and raised, and then you got drafted by the Tigers. So you were drafted by your hometown team. How was draft day for you?
Oh yeah, that was dream come true. I mean, like you said, that I'm from Michigan, and that was my team growing up, and like when draft day happening and listening to them talk about each player after every round, hearing my name come out, it was the best moment, one of the best moments. So, just started breaking down, and like that's every kid's dream, playing baseball to get drafted by your team. So,
You have to be one of the most like Michigan guys, I guess, other than like maybe attending the University of Michigan. I don't know if you're a Michigan State guy, but
Michigan State, come on now,
okay,
go
all
go
right,
green, baby.
okay.
Well, my
I
mom's
didn't
not gonna like that. She's a Wolverine.
I don't want to say that and be like, oh shoot, he might be a Michigan State, but I mean, you attended like Henry Ford College, like that is the most like Michigan thing I could probably like put with the guy, like, oh, you went to Henry Ford College, like that's um, but I'm glad I didn't say. Well, I was about to say Michigan, but what was it like? I guess coming up through the Tigers like minor league system, and then obviously I get into Toledo, where you one of our good friends of the show, Josh Lester, will say so many good things about you. He still raves about you to this day. By the way,
Oh,
that
Lester's
guy,
the man. Lester's the man.
he absolutely, I like you were one of his favorite teammates of all time, apparently. But what was it like though, like coming up and obviously like getting to put on the Tigers uniform, like going up to the majors?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I felt like an underdog. Coming up through the minor leagues, just because I'm not a high draft pick and all that. So I worked really hard to climb up through the system, and every time I heard I was getting promoted, to single A to double A or whatever it was, it was a big accomplishment for me. And to make it to Toledo, that was pretty cool as well. As like I was sitting in double A, just I was like, man, I hope I get called up to Toledo, because it's only like 25, 30 minutes from my hometown. So that was pretty cool getting called up there, and then going from Toledo to Detroit. It was just a surreal moment. I mean, it's just crazy to think about. Where I wanted to be when I was younger, and ended up being there, and it's just so cool.
So you made it to the majors in 2019 with Detroit, and then you ended up. I believe you were claimed off waivers by the Red Sox. Pitched a
Hmm.
little bit in 2021, but just like 3 innings, and then you
Yeah.
really got your opportunity in 2022, and you really. I mean, you were the best pitcher in the bullpen, and it wasn't particularly close. What adjustments did you make between those seasons? Because it seemed like you were throwing it quite a bit harder when you came up in 2022.
Yeah, every off season I was trying to figure out, how to train for the upcoming season and when to start training. And it's a little different, when you're first in affiliated baseball, coming from college, you don't really know how the schedule works and stuff like that. And I was just trying to figure out how to prepare myself for spring training more, and it took me a while to figure that out. And when I came that next off season, after my first year with Boston, I felt like, all right, let's put the foot on the gas pedal. Let's get going right away. And that's kind of been my approach ever since. And, it's been working so far, but don't plan to change anything anytime soon. So just going to keep trying to do, what I'm doing and hopefully get better each year. So
have you always thrown from that windup, like the kind of sidearm?
Not really. I think over the years it kind of dropped. I wasn't really intentionally trying to throw sidearm. I think when I first got drafted, Detroit kind of had me drop my upper body to go more with the arm action, and I think that arm action was just always naturally comfortable for me. And just coming up through the minor league system, just you're always learning and trying to figure out what works best for you, and like that's kind of where I'm at right now with my mechanics and stuff like that.
So we had Joe Jakes on the show a week or two back, and he pointed something out that we were kind of asking him about, his pitch delivery and everything, and he's like, I'm trying to do what John Schreiber's doing, but obviously on the other side. So I thought that was cool though, that he was kind of like, I'm trying to get my pitch to go up and in how Schreiber does. So, but he's trying to do it from the. I love Joe Jakes, man. It's but it was cool though to hear.
The man.
Yeah, it was cool to see him get that opportunity last year after being like a minor league Rule 5 pick. Like that's cool. All right, so I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't even remember where I was going with that. But
okay, well, I've got a question for you, and this is just to let you regroup. But so I was at a game. It must have been the last week of the season, and I was sitting kind of close to the bullpen, and I saw everybody in the bullpen get up and kind of gather in a circle. And I don't know if you were making a toast or doing a shot or something, but everybody was they were in together. It was something was going on there, and I was too far away to really hear it or really tell. But I was just wondering if you know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, that's just kind of our pregame ritual. Before the game for the guys in the bullpen. We try and say some positive, encouraging things before the game starts, just to get ready, get focused, and get locked in. Whether we're in a bad stretch, maybe say something to lighten up the mood, or a good stretch to keep us locked in. And it's just something we kind of like to do. I don't see that changing this season, but I mean it's pretty nice doing that. It gets us together and just have a little fun before the game starts, and drink some Red Bull and get that caffeine in you.
So. Do you know, I don't know if you're still aware of this, but you created a tradition in the Woo Sox locker room post game that I won't spill, won't say what it is. But did you know that that's still going because of you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. So do you take any pride in that? That it's like I created this and it's still
I do, but I don't, because it's almost embarrassing a little bit, but but that's like another thing. It's just something to get the guys hopefully a little closer, just have a couple laughs and just have some fun. And it's just been funny that it's been going on for this long, and I never thought it would go on for this long. So,
and you were the guy, and I was gonna say you were there this year, but but it's outlasted you to an extent, in Worcester. So it's incredible. Chad Tracy was like, yeah, that's John Schreiber. That's him. I thought it was cool though. The guys picked it up and Shug and a couple guys, ran with it, So,
oh gosh,
that's cool, man. It's good, but
yeah, I mean, we're just trying to think of something every post game when it's there's so many games you play throughout the season, and you just want to have some fun, man, and change things up a bit, and do some crazy stuff sometimes, and just to switch things up, and that's a little bit of fun we did, when I first started doing that. So
Hey, Mario's the man. All right, he
yeah,
keeps
yeah,
that clubhouse going. So I always
yeah.
appreciate
Mario
Mario.
is the man.
So I kind of wanted to ask a little bit. There's been a few arms that have been acquired this
Mhm.
offseason. What are your thoughts, I guess, being a member of the bullpen and seeing so many new faces join the bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, our main goal is to, get into the playoffs and win the World Series. And, there's still a lot of off season to go, and nobody knows what kind of acquisitions are going to be made or people getting traded or whatever it is. It's just every single person I know, in the Red Sox organization and the players, the staff members, our main goal is, to get to the playoffs and win the World Series. So, and I think that's just been talked about the last couple of years, what we're trying to do. So, and last year was a disappointing year, and like I said, we just want to win some more games and get to where we want to be. So,
How much do you follow like MLB trade rumors and just general Twitter rumors when signings happen? Is that something that you're keeping your eye on, or is it just sort of background noise?
yeah, sometimes. I mean, obviously, I was seeing where Shohei was going to go, and a couple of the other guys, and I mean, it's fun, keeping up on that stuff just to see where they're signing and who's picking them up. So, I think everybody does that. I mean, that's just baseball, and everybody that's in baseball loves baseball, and all the fans love seeing all that kind of stuff. So,
What'd you think of the Shohei 700 million? That's not exactly immediate, but it's 700 million.
yeah, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of money, but he's one of the best players in the game. I mean, one of the best hitters and one of the best pitchers. So I mean, what more can you say that? Nobody. I feel like it's hard to put a price tag on that. You don't really know how much you can pay that guy. So
Very true. Have you gotten to
um,
pitch to him yet?
I don't remember. I might have, but I don't think I have faced him yet. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Were you one of those guys, just like me, that when you saw the tweet or wherever you saw it, you were kind of like, I got to make sure that's not fake news?
Am I being
Um,
punked?
I mean, I mean, nobody really knew where he was going. I mean, didn't know if he was going to go to Toronto. Didn't know if he was going to go to the Giants, the Dodgers, or whoever it was. I mean, I think it was just crazy just to see how much money he was signing for.
Yeah, it was getting a little nerve wracking for a second there. We're like, man, like, he's going to Toronto, and obviously Juan Soto's going to New York. Like, you're not going to
Yeah.
have too much fun this year facing lineups in the AL East. But
Oh, it'll be fun. I love competing, man. So it's always fun, facing players of that magnitude. That's how my brain works. I just love to compete, and no matter who's out there, who's facing me. So
so if
Yeah,
we see you get called into the eighth inning against the Dodgers this next year, and you have the eighth with Shohei, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts, I'm like, this guy's got
yeah,
it.
he's
let's
amped.
go. Let's go.
All right.
That's a closer mentality right there. I like that. And you got to do some. You got to you got 8 saves in 2022. You started 2 games. You were an opener this year. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer closer, or do you prefer opening?
I love late innings, man. It's so much fun to me. I have so much adrenaline going through me, and I'm just amped up, ready to get out there. So I mean, that's always been fun for me. So starting, never done it, in professional baseball, so I don't really know what it's like. I mean, opening's a lot different than actually starting the game and going out there and throwing 5 innings, 6 innings, whatever it may be, 80, 90 pitches. So
I was gonna say I didn't know if anybody actually enjoyed opening. I remember Joe Jake's quote when he opened a game in Boston this past year, and I think I asked him, I'm like, how was it? And he's just like, honestly, like I looked down for a second when they told me I was opening. I looked back up and I'm like, wait, I'm starting. Like I haven't started a game since I was in like
yeah,
high
it's a little
school.
weird. It's a little weird, especially if you're
Yeah.
opening. I mean, most you're gonna go is 2 innings, and most of the time it's 1 inning. And once you throw that 1 inning, you're like, oh well, I guess I'm done for the day. It's a little weird because when you're in the bullpen, you're amped up. For me, I'm pacing around from the second inning all the way to the end of the game. Just because you just want to get in there. You don't know when you're going to go in there. You want to make sure you're ready and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I'm just pacing around, like getting antsy to get out there. So it's a little weird when you go out there for the first inning and you're like, all right, you're done. We're going to hand it off to somebody else now for the next 8 innings.
I'm going to go into some random questions here.
Okay.
Now that you're a dad, I'm going to ask pre-fatherhood and post-fatherhood here. So,
okay.
It's going to be a 2-parter. So what was a guilty pleasure for John Schreiber before having a child and after?
Man, a guilty pleasure before and after having a child. Definitely.
I'm sure it changes, right? It has to.
Oh yeah, definitely video games for sure. Pre-son, I played a bunch of video games during the season. And now, or in the off season. Now post, it's like I don't even touch video games.
Okay, so it's one of those sacrifices you had to make of like, I can't touch that controller over there because I know I'm going to be in trouble probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and you just want to spend time with your kids now. That's kind of the main thing. It's just, why would I not want to spend time with them and play video games for 4 hours?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Neglect my child.
Yeah, I didn't know like during nap time or anything like that, but if you can sneak, I don't know if you're a Call of Duty guy or something, but just get a few matches in or whatever. But
nah, I got to clean the house during those times.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm getting married next year. I know that feeling is going to be approaching very soon. I know Ed's probably in that position now. So
I got married a month ago, so
yeah,
still nothing's really changed yet. Though.
Congrats!
So, thank you.
Yeah,
just got that. I'm a little tanned now because I was in Aruba for a bit. And,
there you go.
Immediately missing it up here in the Northeast, but
I bet.
All right, next question. Important question.
Yeah.
You are going to go get a meal, and you want a fast food meal. You specifically want a fried chicken fast food meal. It's got to be a sandwich or strips. Where are you going? Every option's available.
Every option is available. So I crave this all the time because they don't have it in Michigan. Honestly, I don't even know what states they have it in. All I know is probably mainly in the South or the West Coast.
He's getting so excited. He's getting so excited.
It's not Zaxby's. It is not Zaxby's. It is.
Oh, man.
Drum roll, it's Raising Cane's. Come on now.
Good pick.
All right.
Raising Cane's. I love those chicken tenders.
No, that's a good pick.
I'll accept it. You got me hyped up. You were like, "Oh, it's in the South."
I know. I like Zaxby's too, but I had Raising Cane's for the first time, like I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I just like it more than Zaxby's for some reason.
You got me too.
Another under the radar fried chicken place is PDQ.
I don't even know that one.
I don't know anyone.
I know.
Where's that at?
I think it's called People Dedicated to Quality, but it's called PDQ. Their chicken sandwiches are not bad. There's a couple in Fort Myers. I know it's a Florida. I know every time I'm in Florida, I see them. So, but that's another good chicken spot. But
oh wow, I might have to try this place out.
You looking at the menu?
I mean, it looks pretty similar to like a
DoorDash to Boston.
I don't think they're going to deliver to New Hampshire at this point, but it might be when it's just Florida and like New York, New Jersey. All right, they're coming.
Oh, that's random.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe when we're down at the complex. Yep, they got Fort Myers. They have 2 locations of Fort. All right,
2 locations in Fort Myers. Been to both of them.
I'll sub out one of my because there's a Zaxby's like not too far down the road from the complex. So yeah, I'll sub out.
I mean,
one
Zaxby's
of
is good. I don't mind Zaxby's. I'm not trying to crap on them either.
It's all right, man. You got me very excited when you're like, I don't know what
I
states
do
are in,
like
their
that.
towns,
Okay, it's hard to rank chicken places or burger places because there's like different things you can get. So like Zaxby's, I like their chicken tender sandwich or whatever that they put on the toast with the spicy sauce, and then obviously you got Chick-fil-A and their stuff, and then Raising Cane's is the chicken tenders. I mean, come on. I mean, that's the same with burgers. I mean, Whataburger, In-N-Out.
yeah.
But
Maybe I need to start asking about the sauce. Maybe I should be like, which sauce? But they all kind of taste the same. So like, I don't know.
I mean, PDQ creamy garlic is pretty good.
Okay, now you got me excited. Now I got a new place to go.
Yeah,
Like I was
think you're
planning on
gonna
getting
like it.
Zaxby's.
It's
I was
not
gonna
bad.
pick up Alex Pinellas. We were gonna go to the Zaxby's because apparently he gets it every day when he's down in the complex. So, man, I was ready for that, but you obviously already knew that my answer was Zaxby's. But
That was the funniest thing I've seen since we started doing this.
I had a hunch that like it was gonna be Zaxby's.
Sorry, man.
So
I've asked 45 people now on this show, so we have different guests every episode, and it's been all Chick-fil-A's. I got like Alex Pinellas and Josh Lester are the only two Zaxby's, I think, to this point. So I'm just gotta keep trucking, man. I'll find them. They're out there somewhere.
Yeah,
that's up to like a respectable batting average by the time we hit 100.
Yeah.
At least you weren't Morgan McSweeney from the Orioles that said Donnie Steakhouse, aka McDonald's, for a chicken sandwich, but. I respect the McChicken, but not to the point where it's like if I have every option.
They have that different chicken sandwich now. They have that new one.
Okay.
It's better than the McChicken. I will say
I'm still not going to pick it though. Like over every other option. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
that's tough. That's real tough. I'd pick Chick-fil-A over that.
Oh well, right. KFC bone-in chicken. That's a different style of chicken. You can't say. It's just you got to rank them differently.
I think that was Steven Scott that gave us that answer that we asked him, and he's like, just give me a big old bucket of KFC. And I'm like, that's so Steven Scott too. So I loved it. Like it was so perfect. Good. Yeah, it is. It reminds me of my childhood a little bit.
I need to start eating before we record these.
Yeah, I'm done with the fried chicken. All right. I'm done. Like I got it. Thought it was going to be Zaxby's. He hyped that one up a little bit.
Get boozled again.
So you're the first guy we've had on that isn't a golfer.
That isn't a golfer?
Like, do you golf? Like,
I mean, I do golf, but I don't golf as much as the other guys do.
Okay.
For the most part. I'm not bad. I'm probably like a 15 to 18 handicap.
Okay. So. We had some shots fired from Josh Lester from a former Tiger teammate when Jamie Westbrook was on the other day, and he was like, yeah, he's not good with score. He just likes to have fun. And so that was shots fired at him. But I didn't know if you were one of those guys that just out there, like just having fun, with the boys. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm kind of doing. Just trying to have fun.
Okay.
Did you grow up just pure baseball, or were you playing other sports too?
I played other sports up until high school. I played football and basketball. Or no, I played football my freshman year. Didn't play basketball. And then after my freshman year, I just stuck to baseball because I felt like that was the only thing I was good at.
I mean, it obviously worked out for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think it worked. I think I made the right choice, right decision.
What did you study when you were in school?
Like in college?
Yeah.
I was going to be an accountant. So I was studying accounting. And then didn't finish because I got drafted. At first I was studying to be an engineer. That's kind of like the career I wanted to take. Then realized freshman year that those courses are really, really hard. And I was still really young and didn't know how to study correctly. So I switched my major to accounting. And then I feel like now that I know the older that I got through school, I ended up doing really well in school, making dean's list in college when I went over to UNOH. But I feel like now, if I knew then what I know now, I feel like I'd be able to get through engineering courses.
Yeah, my dad's an engineer.
But the world will never know.
Yeah, I purposely went into
What
a
could have
journalism
been.
field just so I didn't have to do a lot of math. So that was my thing. But I want to switch lanes here. So you got a front row seat at a few guys in the bullpen there in Boston this year. And one of my favorite, I guess, stories was just how good Josh Winkowski was. Like after being up and down last year and just, dealing with a bunch of things. So it's like, what was it like just seeing him go out there and succeed and just and have a ton of success at the major league level like that?
Yeah, it was crazy, man, seeing the improvements Josh made, um, and, just watching him throughout the whole season. He was just so fun to watch, man. Like, he just knew so much more about himself, this past season than he did prior. Knew what he had to work on, knew what pitches were gonna work for him, in certain counts and different situations, and it was just so fun to watch him succeed last year. And I'm excited to see him this year, obviously, and, just going forward. I think he's just special arm and, he's just grown so much, from when I first met him, and, it's just been awesome to see.
Kenley Jansen coming over this year. It seems like there was especially early in the season, everything that I read was just he had really taken over as the leader of the bullpen. Would you say that that's accurate? And what's Kenley's like? What's his relationship with the younger pitchers like? Because he's been around the block a few times.
I mean, it was just a combination of all the veteran guys back there. I mean, Chris Martin, and Kenley and, those 2 guys. I think those 2 guys really played a big role in the leadership, in the bullpen. So just having those 2 in that dynamic, just learning from the both of them, it was pretty cool. And, um, so yeah.
I It's going to be a little random, but you have a grade A mustache joining the bullpen with Greg Weissert.
Oh yeah.
Isaiah
And
Campbell too.
yeah, and Isaiah Campbell as well. And I
Oh,
know
yeah,
Joe
that's right.
Jakes was rocking one when we interviewed him. I know Wink was. I think he always teases one at the beginning of the year, but
We've seen the handlebar.
yeah. Are you gonna be able to keep up with the times of the grade A facial hairs that are joining the bullpen?
Yeah, I should be. I mean, I ended up trimming my beard a couple weeks ago, so I'm hoping I can get
I would
this
say
thing
you're looking a
going.
little lighter.
Yeah, it's a little bit lighter now, but I'm gonna keep it going. It's gonna grow back out, and hopefully, I can be the leader of the beards. So,
Okay.
um,
Would you ever consider being a part of the mustache gang?
I think my mustache days are over, unfortunately.
Okay. Fair enough. It's a man that knows his limits. I don't know what I can do, so it's just like I just
I
shave
tried
it
it
like
out in I tried it out in 22. I just don't think it's gonna work out, for the future, having a mustache only.
I had an unpleasant experience this past year in Worcester where I shaved my entire face besides my mustache, and it was very early on in its infancy of mustache days. And of course, there was a big time rehabber named Trevor Story that appeared in the locker room, which I should have timed that better. On like, I'm not going to debut this mustache right when Trevor Story and a ton of cameras are around. Like, so of course I'm in like a ton of photos, like for when Trevor Story's getting interviewed with my absolutely terrible, looks like I can't be within 10 feet of a school mustache on my face. So I learned my lesson, man. Just if there's a rehabber coming, just keep it off the face, man. So yeah, that was my story. But
See,
Ed, we'll
that's why you can't. That's why the mustache just doesn't work out. You know,
it was
like
bad, man.
is this guy crazy, or is this guy? There's just too many factors going in with a mustache, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not Ryan Fernandez. I couldn't pull it off. Ryan Fernandez had a great one.
Now there might be a goatee debut this year, but I'm not sure yet though.
Oh,
Okay.
that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting seeing this now. Like, there's hype for what's he gonna go with? What's it gonna be?
Jamie Westbrook teased us with that too. Because he had a mustache last year because he was with the Yankees system. So I remember his face when it would go up in the jumbotron in Polar Park. It would just be like just a huge mustache, and then it's like he was like, "Well, I do well for a couple weeks, and then I start doing bad, and then I think it's the mustache, shave it, and I go through it like 4 times." And I'm like, I wonder if guys like guys in the bullpen are kind of like that, where there's like, I've had a couple bad outings, I got to get rid of whatever's going on and just like start clean. I don't know. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see
sometimes
some
it's like that.
I mean, I
And then
remember
you
Alex
regret.
Cora shaving his beard because there was a losing streak, so it's not limited to the players.
Good point.
So I got a question about another reliever. That's one of my favorite players, Zach Kelly. Love his story. Great changeup. And it was one of, for me, the worst moments of the season when he hurt his elbow back in April, and it looked like that might be it for him. But worked through it. Came back in September. I was just wondering what it meant to see him return from that as his teammate.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it was terrible for us watching him go through that. I think we were in Tampa when that happened.
Yep.
And it's never fun. It's never good seeing one of your teammates go through that. It's devastating because like this is our career, this is our life. This is our job, and this is what we want to do. And you have something like that happen, you feel like just everything just fell. And it's nice to see him be able to come back, towards the end of the season last year, and have him get back on the mound for us. And it was really cool to see. He's a great teammate, great dude. So it's just awesome to have him back and toeing the rubber again and feeling good and having his arm feel good and all that kind of stuff. So
I know you're close with our guy Rob Bradford a little bit. I know you appeared on his show not too long ago as well, and we love Rob Bradford. But on that topic, he had one of your newest teammates on the show. I think it was yesterday, Tyler O'Neill. And I listened to Bradfo ask him about his what do you max out at on your bench, on your squat, and this guy is lifting like an F-150 for his like bench press. So his diet that he takes in and just everything, it was just it blew my mind that's like an actual like person. Are you familiar with him at all, and are you going to be a little intimidated in the weight room in spring training?
I don't know him too well. I know of him. I've never met him before. I know he lifts a lot of weights and all that kind of stuff. I think I saw, like you said, the Bradfo show.
Canada. His father was Mr. Canada.
I definitely don't lift as much weight as he does. I don't think I could lift it that much. I'd probably break my back. But yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think I'm going to be intimidated, but
yeah, no,
I don't see you being intimidated by anybody, honestly, just based on what you're saying about wanting to. Oh yeah, no, I want to pitch to Shohei Freeman and Betts. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, if I piss somebody off and they want to punch me, and I'm smaller than them, it's like, okay, you punch me, like, what does that do?
I don't think intimidated was the right word, but it was almost one of those things where it's like maybe you are just kind of. You need to get a workout in when you're down in the fort once you get there. And then you walk in and there's a guy that's like I said, like he's literally benching like 6 plates on each side. And it's just like, I want to watch this, but I
love seeing that stuff. It's cool seeing those guys, lift that much weight. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that. I've tried to do that before. It's like, it's just not good for my knees.
Yeah. My knees are creaking in the morning when it's below 30 degrees. I'm not even going to attempt that. But all right, Ed, we're getting towards the end. John's giving us a ton of time, so let's empty the bench here. What do you got?
I got 2 questions left.
Okay.
First one is one of the Red Sox signed Roberto Perez today, 2-time Gold Glove winner. They traded for Tyler O'Neill, another 2-time Gold Glove winner. But I'm wondering, say you're pitching, it's it's 2022 or 2023, and the ball gets smoked, but it's right at one of your defenders. One of the guys playing the field's hit right at him. Who do you want to be the guy that's making that play?
I'm trying to think. I gotta go through every single person now, but I don't know. I don't really want to put the spotlight on anybody. We're all working our asses off out there, and I'm comfortable with anybody behind me pitching. That's what you have to do. You got to believe in every single person on your team. You got to believe in your teammates. I believe every single person on the team is capable of making every single hard play. So that's just the biggest thing. You gotta trust everybody. If you can't trust anybody, you're gonna have a hard time out there. So I mean, that's my take.
Not only is that a great answer, I wish you were my teammate because I wasn't a very good fielder when I was playing in high school.
At the end of the day, especially with pitching, at the end of the day, that's your job. Throw strikes, get guys out. They hit the ball and play. That's your teammate's job. You did all that you could do to try and strike them out. All those kind of different situations. And then, like I said, you just got to trust whoever's behind you and, keep doing your job. So.
No, that makes sense. No. So my other question, and it's kind of the other end of being a baseball player, but what was your reaction when you first saw yourself on a baseball card or in a video game? And the reason I'm asking this is that I've been playing this. It's like a baseball simulator since I was a kid with my dad, and you've been on my team for the last 2 years. You're the first person that I've met that is on one of my teams, so this is pretty cool for me. But like, how's that for you? Knowing like, oh, I'm a video game character. I'm on a baseball card. There are people that are trading the concept of me and different things. Like, what's that like for you?
I mean, it's awesome. Especially the video games. You obviously, if you're a baseball fan, you're going to play MLB The Show. If you're a football fan, you're going to play Madden, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's so cool, being able to see my name in MLB The Show and seeing what my rating is on there. So.
Do you play as yourself? Like, if when you're playing?
I haven't played it in a while, but I've heard of my rating like a couple times. I don't know what it is now. I mean, I could care less what my rating is on a video game. And then baseball cards coming up through the minor leagues, and it's always cool seeing that. Fun fact: I'm not on a Topps card, so. Still waiting to be on one of those.
Wow,
but
I'm kind of shocked.
No, I actually knew that because I try to get for my team with this league. I try to get the card for everybody that year, and I had to go with a AAA card from you. That was like I think designed by
I'm signing AAA cards like it's going out of style.
That's how. Is there a reason for that? Like, how do they? Do you know how they decide who's on like the cards and who isn't?
I have no idea.
Because I remember for years, Wandy Peralta wasn't on one from the lefty from the Yankees. That's another guy.
Oh yeah,
it was like it was. I had to like go back and find one of his cards from when he was like in high A. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know. It's crazy. Guessed. I think they probably changed their marketing and all that stuff. I don't really know. I'm a business kind of like genius, but I mean, probably back in the day, they probably did everybody. And now they probably just pick 10 to 12 guys off the roster.
Get a petition for a John Schreiber baseball card.
Yeah, I mean,
we need it.
Yeah, let's put a reliever on a baseball card.
It's coming, man. It'll you speak it into existence. It'll be here.
Relievers are people too.
Hey, if Pat McAfee can make it a thing on punters or people too, then like I feel like a reliever can do it as well. So I mean, come on. McAfee gave like punters like a brand, all right? Like a punter, a brand.
Exactly.
And, I think relief pitchers should be able to do the same. But closing us out here. It's already mid-December. You're reporting in less than 2 months, I think. So
yeah.
it's sneaking up on you. So what are obviously with the holidays coming up as well? What are the plans for the rest of the off season?
Nothing much, just training, man. I'm definitely going to be ready for spring training. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared, and I definitely think I'm being over prepared right now. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get down there. I'll probably be down there in the after New Year's, probably mid-January, just to be down there in Fort Myers and have all the equipment, technology, and staff members help me out. But yeah, just getting ready, man. I'm itching. I'm itching to get out there. So
Yeah, I was curious how far in advance, like if it was like once January like 10th hits, if you're like, all right, I'm ready to go. But
no, I got a little chip on my shoulder, man. Like last year was, like I said, we had a disappointing year last year, so we gotta get the ball rolling here. So
all right, making sure I'm clipping that part for sure. I know Red Sox fans will like it. But John, we appreciate it. And what do you like the nickname 8 Mile?
I do like that,
Okay.
even though I'm not actually from Detroit, so I kind of feel like I'm posing. And I feel like it makes people from Michigan mad that people are calling me 8 Mile.
Do you
You
have
know
a
what I mean?
preference for 8 Mile or Dr. Nasty? Because that was the other one.
I mean,
was
I like
hearing for
both.
ya.
I think they're both hilarious. I think Whitlock gave me that nickname.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Whenever
Yeah.
you were on, because I do like my stupid trust-o-meter thing, and whenever you were like on like a really good roll, I switched it from John Schreiber to Dr. Nasty, and it was like, the doctor is in.
Yeah, I mean, I think Garrett. I mean, there's some guys that still call me that in the clubhouse, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, I like any nickname, that's given to me.
Okay. We're
Besides
not.
the mean ones,
Yeah, I was gonna say besides some Twitter replies, if
Yeah,
it's
you
all
have
good.
one bad game and everybody starts sending you stuff.
Yeah, you're getting sent to the moon and everything
Yeah,
else, man. It's
yeah,
we see it, but John, thank you for all the time, and we'll be
no
seeing you
problem.
down in the complex too. But thank you so much for hopping on.
Yeah, no problem, guys.